Tucker underneath the DJ, lays it in. Right up, 1 second left. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan. Oh, wow. In your life have you seen anything like that? No. Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. He's going to go in the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk the sport and other stuff like summer. Speaking of which, Dave, why did the sun go to school?
I don't know.
To get a little bit brighter. I'm Bobby Tamburro, and here's the star of our program, the sun himself, Eastside Dave McDonald.
Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you. Roy Harter not here today because he's back on morphine. He wanted to make that gigantic announcement today and wanted everyone to wish him good luck on his descent back into opiate madness. No, we just, of course, hey, it's sort of like the July 4th week, or not sort of, it is July 4th week. And there was part of us that said maybe we should take the day off, but then we had taken Father's Day off, and specifically, believe it or not, this could be one of those times where, you know, it's going to be the last Davey Mac Sports Program for a while. I don't know. I have let's just say I have an appointment today, later on this afternoon. Just cross your fingers and wish me well. Send me positive energy, good karma, and pray. Prayers will help, but you never know. The Dave man tries to be a good person, tries to live a nice, decent life, a hard-working life, producing the content, doing odd jobs to make ends meet here. Sometimes the ends don't always meet. Sometimes you get behind on the ends. Sometimes there's a backlog on the ends, and they don't quite meet. So, we're just gonna fucking rock and roll today. Oh, God. Oh, please. Oh, please, Jesus. Oh, I'm even going into an Irish accent today to really get out my Irish Catholicism. Oh, please, Jesus, help me. Oh, I even called the people. I go, I'm thinking I'm just going to come in. Initially, it was supposed to be a Zoom, but I'm a little nervous, and I prefer to come in and just do it in person. Just face the firing squad. Just shoot me right in the head. And they're like, it was actually an Irish person there, and she's like, well, I have you down for 1:30. I don't have you down for Zoom. Who told you Zoom? I'm like, the clerk there told me Zoom on Friday. She's like, well, we didn't have you down for Zoom. I'm like, oh my God. What a fucking terrible sign, or what a good sign that I just decided, you know what, I'm going there, and they would have fucked me over. Well, let's just see what happens. Without talking so ominous and nebulous, you never know what's going to happen with the Davey Mac Sports Program. And with yours truly, Eastside Dave McDonald, Robert Tamburro is in the house. There you are, Bobby, staying cold, huh?
Oh, yeah. Staying nice and cold.
Staying nice and
so hot
refreshed.
outside. It is so fucking humid outside, Dave.
It's bad.
I spent 8 hours in the sun in Brooklyn at a glorified open mic yesterday, just sweating my balls off. It was terrible. Like,
it's awful. You can't imagine also being a redheaded gentleman. You can somewhat deal with it, being that you have, I know you say you're Italian, but really it's a very Arabic, Salman Rushdie, or, type of Middle Eastern type of look.
I don't know about all that jazz.
Well, Al-Qaeda, then you have like an Al-Qaeda. No. Is that? Oh, that's worse.
I'm not a big fan of the fuzzy muzzies, Dave. Irish Catholic, we kind of won that one. Although I don't know if leaning out to the Irish Catholic God's the way to go. He really hasn't helped the Irish people.
All right. Well, I'm appealing to a higher power of any kind. All right. And that includes Jedi and Sith Lords, by the way.
There we go. They're pretty successful.
One time when I went to Las Vegas, the biggest mistake of my life, I enjoyed going to Las Vegas, but going to Las Vegas in the summertime, in July, no, unless you're equipped to feel the atmosphere of the planet Mercury, unless you have that ability, you're going to be dead. As for someone with the pale ginger, complexion like myself with the fair skin, it was so hot one day in Las Vegas in July. This is many years ago. It got up to 119 degrees. It was so hot that literally just stepping out of the casino, we're like, look, we're not going to go far. We're just going to walk from casino to casino. It's like 100 feet. Even walking that 100 feet, I literally started to get lightheaded, like I was going to pass out. And even though I had put on about 9 coats of Coppertone SPS 65, I was pretty much wearing the element zinc. Not just like something made with zinc. It was like I mined zinc with a fucking orc from Lord of the Rings from a mountain and put the goddamn fucking zinc all over my face. Even then, I was like, I'm burning up. So I was so lightheaded and insane that here's one casino. 100 feet down the road is another casino. I had to stop halfway, 50 feet, go to a gift shop to get more sunscreen. And I was so delirious from sunstroke, I took it out. It was a spray bottle and was spraying it in my eyes and not understanding why my eyes were burning.
It's the sun.
I had legit sunstroke and everything else had collapsed out. So I was like fucking Homer Simpson, just spraying the goddamn thing and going, why am I? I'm going, ow, ow, ow. The sunstroke had me so fucked up that it wasn't registering that I was doing it to myself. I am the fucking crazy fucking motherfucker spraying goddamn SPF 65 into my face. What a nightmare. Who could live in Las Vegas in the summer? It was a great town. But geez Louise.
Oh, I feel you. Last weekend, Aaron and I were down in Mobile, Alabama. And it was life-changing humidity, Dave, because I got on, like my whole life, I heard about the civil rights movement and was like, I would have been on the right side of that movement. I would have helped those people. And then we got down there and I was like, all they did was march and not in this fucking humidity.
No.
You can call me when it's time to sit in somewhere. I'll sit in some AC.
Just going to Tennessee that one time for the Bonnaroo Music Festival and nearly dying of carbon dioxide because of it. Because I was so sunstroke that time that I went to sleep next to an RV just to get shade. And then the fuckers at nighttime turned it on to get themselves cool within the RC, not realizing that I was a foot away from the tailpipe and just sucking on carbon dioxide fucking fumes. And I was supposed to die. They said anything more than 6.0, 6% of your blood having carbon monoxide, you're dead. And the hospital said I had 7.5.
Fuck yeah. Dave ain't no pussy.
I beat the record by a fucking 1.5. All right, when you have the over-under for Dave's carbon dioxide death, make sure you set the over-under at 7.5. 7.5, that's the over-under. Speaking of over-unders, real quick, shout out. We had a sports death, D. Wayne Lucas, the legendary horse trainer, dead at the age of 89. If you follow the horse racing as I do, you get 3 titans for the last 20 years of trainers. You got D. Wayne Lucas, old man with the cowboy hat, fucking sinister look, but I loved him. You got Todd Pletcher, very yuppie type of looking guy, feels like he'd have a nice house in Greenwich, Connecticut next to Spielberg. And then you got Bob Baffert, evil looking Phil Donahue guy with the shock of white hair. Those are the 3 legends of horse trainers that you got going on. So we remove one, unfortunately. Dean Wayne Lucas, about to eat his big sea biscuit in the sky, dead at the age of 89. Thoughts and opinions of D. Wayne Lucas, Robert? You might not be into the horse racing the way I am, the way Chris Stanley is, but I love the horse racing, and so it's sad to see D. Wayne Lucas go.
I think it was really sad, especially the fact that he drowned in the bathtub and no one could D. Wayne it.
What the? I get it. Well, listen, thoughts and prayers to D-Way Lucas these days. Now,
Someone should D-Way in the bathtub. He's drowning.
Let me get to a few things off my chest here with regards to ESPN. Just come out and say you fucking hate Major League Baseball. Just come out and say it. You know, the other day, we are now officially in the sports time of year. We're on the sports calendar where you got baseball, folks, in terms of the big North American team sports. Basketball has ended. Hockey has ended. We're still a couple months away from football. You have nothing but baseball. And I watched Get Up the other day with Mike Greenberg and company. And then First Take with Stephen A. Smith and company. And the company, it's all the same fucking people. It's Kendrick Perkins. It's Ryan Clark. It's the girl. It's the lady. I forget. Mina Kimes. It's the same 8 ESPN personalities for, I would say, 18 hours of programming on ESPN every weekday. And I tuned in to see, okay, we are now post-NBA and Stanley Cup, pre-NFL. Let's see how much baseball coverage they do. I watched 8 hours, including SportsCenter, Get Up, and First Take. 0! They had no baseball coverage, which, again, folks, the World Series between the Yankees and Dodgers doubled the television ratings of the Thunder and Pacers. It's not everyone else's fault. It's not the sports world's fault that ESPN stupidly overpaid for basketball rights. For the NBA and the WNBA, they stupidly paid all this money. They're regret, but they can't change what's happening here. Right now, the NFL's the number 1 team sport in America on a professional level. It always will be. Baseball's number 2. If you go by ratings, attendances, and merch. And yet they fuck at a time where basketball cannot be more unlikable because a lot of the players are prima donnas, attitudes, the Kevin Durants and the LeBrons, and everyone wanting to be traded every 4 weeks. If their team doesn't go 90-0, I want to be traded. Put me on the block. Everyone quits on their team. There's no stick-to-itness. Guys have to do work load management. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. Especially, I get pushing basketball. You own the rights to it during the basketball season, right? When it's their sport. But you are ESPN. You're supposed to be the home of all sports.
The sports leader. For years and years and years, the sports leader, ESPN. Well, take that fucking label the hell off your name. You are no longer the sports leader. You're and I can't say you're the NFL leader as much time as you spend on it because I go to the NFL Network for their coverage.
Absolutely. They have better experts.
These days, I'm way more into TNT or NBA TV than the ESPN coverage. It's fucking pathetic. And
also,
Stephen A. Smith, let me just say this. Stephen A. Smith, the second the NBA Finals now is done and then the draft, he goes on vacation to ensure that he'll never talk about baseball. He pretends that he's a Yankees fan. He publicly states he's a Yankees fan. And he didn't realize that fucking Aaron Judge hit behind Juan Soto, not the other way around. He kept saying, oh, yeah, Judge doesn't have Soto behind him. Judge doesn't have Soto behind him. I'm like, Judge never hit with Soto behind him all in 2024, you airheaded fucking bimbo. You slut of a human being.
Whoa.
Stephen A. Smith.
Whoa.
Slut.
Don't.
Yeah, I'm sex shaming.
Whoa. Next thing you know, you'll call him an ignoramus.
I'll call him a lot more than ignoramus.
You shouldn't.
Now, that's so. I love everyone going on vacation right now. I just love it. It's hysterical. ESPN just come out and say we fucking hate baseball. They don't even have after First Take is so you get ESPN with all the coverage. Then you Get Up and First Take are complete NFL and NBA shows. And then you go to like NFL Live and NBA Live. 1 hour long shows off season. They don't have one fucking, where's MLB Live? Seriously, where is that show? Oh, I thought you were the sports leader. Hey, stupid fucking assholes. Again, World Series doubled up the ratings of the NBA Finals this year. World Series in 24 had almost 16 million people. This had roughly 8 million people.
Do you remember the old days?
16 is twice as much as 8 the last time I checked.
Where during the baseball season in particular, they would go to the individual cities' analysts. So there was like one guy who covered Chicago sports, Chicago baseball, and he was the local guy. He had the insight, he had the scoop. It actually made you learn about the teams and care more about baseball. Now, you're lucky to get the analysis if you find it on the internet, the games. You can't find out where they're playing. Half the time it's on some subscription app that you don't even use, and they're still doubling up the ratings of the NBA. Imagine if there was a
Major League Baseball is in a far better place popularity-wise than the NBA is, because baseball, people don't see their athletes as assholes. Aaron Judge seems like a nice guy, even though Ohtani doesn't speak English. Everyone's like, "Oh, Ohtani." And everyone just seems like, relatively classy. We're going to go out there. We're going to perform. But we're not just a bunch of assholes always demanding trades. I got to play here. I got to play there. There's a little more humility in baseball. And baseball's never going to go away. It's always going to have cycles of popularity where it goes up and down. Because there's eras where baseball the pitching can get too good. It happened in the 60s. The ratings went down. It happened again in the 80s. That's why they allowed the steroid guys to be all fucking juiced up in the 90s. That's why I believe that those guys should get into the Hall of Fame, because the owners were desperate for the ball to get out of the fucking stadium so people would come back to the ballpark. And that's exactly what happened. So they encouraged it. Not only did they turn a blind eye, they encouraged those guys to do PEDs. So all of those guys, McGuire, Sosa, obviously Bonds and Clemens, Andy Pettitte, Rafael Palmeiro, just put them all in. Stop it. But the point being, there's a lot of damage that has been done to the NBA, and there is a failure on Disney's part to look honestly at their mistakes. Disney fucks up now constantly. And their number one fucking of the up is that they take a golden franchise and think we're going to twist it and turn it for our own reasons, destroying decades of lore and mythology. Whether you're talking the Star Wars, the Marvel, the NBA, they can't stop fucking things up. Buying properties, tinkering with them, adding their own, whatever the modern day issue is, we have to put it out there front and center, rather than realizing that sports and movies are just for us assholes to stay distracted so we don't kill ourselves. That's what sports and movies are fucking for. A nice little 2 to 3 hour distraction from life.
And literally what they're doing is destroying the NBA. It's the overexposure. That's why we think all these guys are assholes, because they're talked about 24/7. Everything they say is overanalyzed, and they feel this sense of importance because whatever they say or do gets analyzed for 48 hours straight. And it's literally put a microscope on this league that shouldn't have it. And it's kind of destroying
it for months. I've been saying it for months. They've got 8 to 12 personalities at ESPN, and they rotate these people for 18 to 20 hours of your 24-hour broadcast day. And they don't understand that we are growing to hate all of them. Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins, Dan Orlovsky, fucking Mina Kimes, Ryan Clark. They're all overexposed. They can't grasp this. It's shocking. It's shocking to hear them time and time. Like Bob Iger, who's in charge of Disney, actually had to tell the stockholders, we're changing our strategy when it comes to Marvel. We realized we came after a lot of thought and scrutiny and analysis. We came under the rationalization, or we came under the conclusion that we need to be concentrating on more quality as opposed to more content. That what matters most, what the audience is telling us is that they actually care about quality over content. No shit, asshole! If I fucking am into pizza, but you fucking poison it and then put shit as a topping, I'm not going to be like, I need more pizza, I need more pizza, I need more pizza, I need content. You serve people shit, they're going to be like, no, I'm good. No thanks, no more of that.
And then they're like, if you don't like the pizza, you're a racist, bigot, homophobe. And you're like, I really don't want to eat this pizza now.
The ESPN game plan is, and then the second they do the scrutiny, the first thing is head in the sand. The second thing is when the heat gets really hot and there's too much noise, they literally start attacking their own audience. It's amazing. Only Disney works this way. And if there weren't so many fucking paid shills for Disney, they'd be getting called out way more than they should be. They should be. And anyone taking Disney money at this point is a fucking piece of shit. Because at certain points, some people got to call out, hey, Disney, why are you fucking everything up? Can you fuck up anything else? NBA, Star Wars, Marvel, they are amazing at taking billion-dollar franchises and worst NBA ratings, by the way, folks, television ratings in 25 years. I'm not just pulling this shit out of my ass. The TV ratings are down. The NBA Finals is fucking pathetic. They didn't make half the goddamn fucking thing. And yeah, you have big market. You can come back at me and say big market. Well, guess what? The New York, Los Angeles, Boston, Chicago franchise, they're not going anywhere. They're good every year. So the Major League Baseball has an opportunity to always have a big market team, and that's not something that's bad for the sport. Maybe you shouldn't fucked over the Knicks with all those goddamn calls.
I mean, I definitely think that's part of it. I think the other part of it too is literally the NBA players are talked about 24/7. I'm just tired of it. Like, to be honest, there was a sense of relief when the NBA season was over. Because it was like, oh, I don't have to hear about the over-analysis. So is Tyrese Halliburton a calf strain? Or is it really? You know what I mean? Like, just this over-analysis.
Everything turns into a breaking story. It was so annoying. In the last 24 hours, ESPN reported to me yesterday. Hey, we're doing this show Monday, June 30th. So on Sunday, June 29th, ESPN had breaking news. LeBron James opts out as a Laker. Literally, as we're recording this show on Monday afternoon, it's breaking news. LeBron James opts in as a Laker. Yesterday was breaking news that he opted out. Not even 24 hours later, it's breaking news he's opted in. Hey, ESPN, seriously go fuck yourselves. Diggity, fuck yourself before you wreck yourself.
How many times are we going to see early reporting of something change the outcome? I mean, you and I both think
reporting, lying on the street, hit me up at what? Sorry.
No, you and I both think the reason Tom Brady played one more season is because they reported his retirement before he was ready to announce it. And he was like, fuck you guys, and I'll play one more. And I feel like this I got to be the first to get the report out is affecting the league itself.
Here's the new guy, Shams. Fucking the guy's name is Shams on NBA. Clearly LeBron James hates that fat porcupine, Brian Windhorst. He hates him. I can't blame LeBron. Brian Windhorst is slowly attaining a lot of arrogance, folks. And quite frankly, for a 5'3", 400-pound dumpling, Brian Windhorst needs to take a chill pill and himself get a little modesty. Everything that Brian Windhorst hates the Knicks, for starters. Hates the Knicks. Because he's another one of these Midwest assholes like a Joe Buck that anything East Coast, I'm not even going to say it's Knicks. It's anything Eastern Seaboard, like New York, Philly, Boston. They don't understand the fucking fan culture on the Eastern Seaboard. They don't get it. And because they don't get it, they think we're all pieces of shit. And you can hear it in their voices. You can hear it in Brian Windhorst's voice. I'm sick of that guy. I mean, Steven, and can I just say this? First take. I know I'm never going to be invited onto that show. I know it. I've just taken way too many shots at ESPN throughout the years. So I'm very well aware of this. But Jesus Christ, you put Peter Rosenberg on this fucking shit when this guy, what are we talking about? Overexposure. The guy's on the Michael K show. Or I guess they split up and now, but he's on TV somewhere. He's on the Kiss FM doing fucking whatever, some, rap music. He's on WWE television. And did you hear what fucking this little douchebag said?
No, what did he say now?
The reason why Cooper Flagg has the ability to become a major transcendent star. Look, folks, let's not pretend like we don't live in America. Okay? We live in America, so I'm just going to say it. He's white. He's a white man. And he's got the opportunity to be the Caitlin Clark of the NBA.
These are words this little stupid fucking maggot. I said it with the M. But this is the type of shit this little maggot actually said on the air, forgetting there was a Larry Bird. So it's not this guy's a throwback to Bird or Nowitzki or Luka or this or that. He's going to be the male Caitlin Clark, who wouldn't you say is more of the female Bird?
She's the female Steph Curry. It's not about race.
I know
she's
Steph
a pure
Curry,
shooter.
but I'm keeping it Caucasian.
But that's my point. All that does is create a fucking divide. She's the best shooter in the WNBA. He's the best shooter in the NBA. It's not about race.
They can't not do it.
Yeah.
They have to make, and now, they have to make everything. Dude, the reason why Caitlin Clark is over again is when she's on fire, she'll hit 7 threes and they'll be from 28 to 30 feet. That is abnormal for a male or a female. It's fucking crazy looking. That's why. That's it. That's it. That is it. That's why. Now, I followed Cooper Flagg's freshman year at Duke very closely. The guy's incredible. The guy's a 5-tool athlete. He's not going to be hitting 28-footers. He shouldn't even be trying. That should not be a part of his game. So I'm not saying he's not going to do some incredible things. I expect some great fucking dunks. I expect some alley-oops. I expect some behind-the-back passing. I'm not expecting the 28 to 30-foot threes that Caitlin Clark shoots like Steph Curry or like a Bird. The point is, Peter, you're overexposed. And now he's got to be on First Take with these lame-ass takes. Lame take.
Wouldn't it be great if Cooper Flagg came out and changed his entire game and was like, nope, Peter said I got to be the Caitlin Clark of the NBA. So now I'm only shooting deep range threes. No interior game anymore, boys. Not why you drafted me. This guy wants me to be the Caitlin Clark.
He said these comments thinking, oh, you know what? People aren't saying it, but I'm telling you the truth. As if the NBA doesn't have Joker or Luka or other good white guys, Austin Reeves.
Or as if there isn't already a meme about the tradition of strong white power forwards on the Mavs.
It's
like people are already making that joke.
And they can't for the apps. If I was the president of ESPN, I'd say the next motherfucker who brings up race is out on the curb. You're gone. People are screaming from the mountaintops to just give us our distractions. Sports without any fucking messaging, movies and TV where your number one focus is simply giving us a great story. Nothing else. They won't stop doing it. And then after the millionth time they fuck up, they blame the fans. It's amazing. Speaking of the NBA, they announced, due to the Caitlin Clark effect, they're expanding 3 more teams by 2030. The WNBA will be adding franchises in Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia. So good job. Now, if I'm the NBA, I've said this before, but I got to say it again. After the expansion, I tell the WNBA, you're on your own. It is going to be now, after you guys get the expansion and you're up to 18 teams, you really need to financially succeed on your own. If you can't do it, you're going to go defunct. Sorry, but at some point, Adam Silver needs to grow some balls and tell the WNBA, fly, little bird, fly on your own or fucking fall to your death out of the nest, because it's 30 years of the NBA subsidizing the WNBA only for WNBA players every single year to now to get more and more emboldened when they don't realize that the league would have been bankrupt literally 20 years ago. Bankrupt.
A couple of suggestions maybe to get some people to attend these teams. Like, what's the Cleveland mascot going to be? Could they be the Cleveland Cunts? The Detroit Dykes? Oh. Let's WWE this shit. Let's get people in there.
Well,
let's
that
fucking
language
turn it up.
Would be way too harsh for the WWE, Robert. You gotta tone it down.
Let's go WWF then. Back in the good old days. With Stone Cold's coming out, calling people the F word and shit.
I just saw this Richard Belzer coked up interview where he was talking about when Hulk Hogan choked him out. And it was fucking hysterical. So I want to say that, but also I got to say this. Speaking of the WNBA, the Knicks, I'll tell you, James Dolan James Dolan really pulled a fast one on the Knicks and the Knicks fans. Ooh. We went from, okay, we're a level away to, we have no idea what we're doing and the ship is off the rails and we're probably going to hit an iceberg. Oh, God, the James Dolan Knicks are back. We knew Camelot couldn't last too much longer. He fired Tom Thibodeau, has asked like 7 or 8 coaches on other staffs or organizations to speak to other coaches, and other organizations rightfully are telling the Knicks, a New York City franchise, and the team that went to the Final Four basically in the NBA, no, you can't talk to our coach. So the Knicks have now reportedly reached out to more people. One of those people includes Dawn Staley, the South Carolina women's coach, former WNBA player, female, of course. Not Dawn Staley, not D-O-N.
No.
This lady's name is Dawn Staley, D-A-W-N, and the Knicks. And I'm telling you this. Look, Dolan, I'm as a little tiny kid, but I still have faint memory of George Steinbrenner and Billy Martin. Just pull a George Steinbrenner and bring Thibodeau's ass back. This shit is getting goofy. And just do a mea culpa. You know what? Didn't mean it. Steinbrenner fired and hired Billy Martin 5 fucking times.
Yep. It was amazing.
Just bring him back. Bring Thibodeau back.
I don't know, Dave. I think Dawn Staley is a very solid coach. She kind of revolutionized the women's college basketball by coming up with this brilliant idea to have her girls scrimmage against average males. Like, she just picked up 10 random dudes from campus and was like, will you come be the practice squad for our girls? And that's how they got so good. So maybe they can just walk around New York and find 10 random guys that'll scrimmage against the Knicks and make them really good too.
Well,
Brilliant basketball mind. She definitely knows the X's and O's.
Listen, the fucking Knicks, they're making me very nervous. One last NBA story, and then we will move on to baseball, because this ain't First Take or Get Up. I'm wearing a Yankees t-shirt because it's baseball season. But the one last story is that the Detroit Pistons' Malik Beasley under federal investigation for gambling, possibly affecting the outcomes and spreads of games he was in. There's footage of his team down 9 points and with basically 4 seconds to go, and the spread was 8.5. Guess who took the under? Because with 4 seconds to go, Malik Beasley gets the ball and guns it down like he's LeBron James in the NBA Finals. He fucking guns it down to get a layup so that his team would lose by 7 points. Again, the over-under was 8.5. They were down by 9. He gets it to 7. He bet the under. He made some money. It was as obvious as you could fucking possibly see.
You skipped the even more damning part, Dave, where he's underneath the hoop for the free throws, looks up into the audience and goes, "Oh, it's 9.5," and then does exactly what you said. Like they have him talking to somebody in the audience, getting the spread that he has to cover and going and covering it.
Oh,
he's fucking going to prison.
Better get a layup here real quick.
Yeah. Let's better get a good lawyer real quick because it is not looking good.
If you're making millions of dollars in the NBA, why? What? No.
Absolutely. And everybody, it's kind of funny that all these now throwing game stories are coming out when for a couple of years the storyline was that there was a script to the NBA and that everybody was playing to plan and they were pointing out all these things, and it turns out there wasn't a script. It was just the players throwing games. Yeah. Fucking
players and refs. Players and refs are gambling. Because we have the confirmation with Tim Donaghy and then the other fucking guy last year, and now Malik Beasley this year. So everyone's betting on the games. Speaking of a gambler, Shohei Ohtani, as we move into baseball, is pitching again. And fantastic. They made a big deal on ESPN. Oh, he hit 101 miles an hour. Okay. And here's what will happen, the Davey Mac prediction. I'm not saying I want it. He's going to throw out his shoulder again, folks.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear I don't want to hear Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball. That's Aaron Judge. Shohei Ohtani got lucky that he got away with his gambling bullshit, his Malik Beasley, his Pete Rose nonsense. He was 1,000% betting on those games. It wasn't the $65,000 a year interpreter laying $2 million bets. It doesn't make any fucking sense mathematically at all.
Not in the slightest. I do like to think, you know how sometimes you say something, I go, "You want to bet?" But I'm just kind of using it as a colloquialism. I'm hoping that's what happened in Japanese. Like the interpreter was like, "You want to bet?" And Shohei was like, yeah. And you're just a misunderstanding, you know?
And the reason why Shohei Ohtani is not the best player in baseball, Aaron Judge, his statistics as of today, 356 batting average, 30 home runs, 67 RBI. Folks, I don't know what to tell you. Yesterday, he had 2 home runs. The second came off A's pitcher Tyler Ferguson, who stupidly, publicly said, "I can't wait to strike out Aaron Judge." He just got called up, this young man. And he said, "I want to strike out the Yankee captain, Aaron Judge." And then he gets in the game and he gives up a 430-foot blast from yours truly, Aaron Judge. That was his 30th home run of the season. This guy is the best baseball player, best hitter I've ever seen, best non-juiced baseball player we've ever seen. You have Barry Bonds doing the shit that he was doing with, becoming the big steroided Mr. Potato Head type of ball player.
Yeah.
But outside of guys who didn't juice, this is it. This is the top of the tops. You are looking at a combination of Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris and Joe DiMaggio. That's what you're looking at.
Who would you say outside of him would probably be the best non-juiced player of the modern era?
Well, I mean, listen, the guy they're talking about right now, guy that's gotten a lot of buzz in Major League Baseball right now is the Seattle Mariners catcher, Cal Raleigh, who has 32 home runs.
Wow.
As of today, June 30th, 32 home runs. Now, he is hitting 275, and as I just mentioned, the captain's hitting 356. I had Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon on Pardon the Interruption telling me that Cal Raleigh should win MVP. You don't do that again. Don't do that. I get that Cal Raleigh's having a breakout season. When someone is put together at this point, Aaron Judge is a Hall of Famer. That's it.
Yeah.
He has amassed the resume. This is his 10th or 11th season. God forbid something were to happen. He'd be in the Hall of Fame, folks. He'd be there. Okay? The fact that you're a Hall of Famer, this legendary of a player, and pitchers still can't make the adjustments, walk you, get you out. You're the number one hitter in baseball, and you're arguably having your best year because the average is 356.
Ridiculous.
With the 30 home runs and the 67 RBI, and he does play a great right field. No. I'm sorry. And Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon's thing is, well, he's a catcher. It's a harder position to play. They don't watch modern day baseball the way I do, the regular baseball these days. They are allowing catchers to go off one knee, not doing the two knees with the crouching. Because obviously the two knees with the crouching fucking destroys your legs, destroys your knees. And by the second half of the season, you're fucking done. So you're actually seeing Major League Baseball teams across the board say to their catchers, go off one knee. Because if you're hitting, we want you to still hit, and we don't want your knees shot. So it's not the same, Tony and Mike, as Johnny Bench with the two knees in the 70s. It is a little easier these days. Now, you got to wear the equipment. It's hot. You got to wear the helmet. It takes a lot out of you. No question about it. But, Wilbon and Tony sometimes got to chill a little bit. They have a little anti-Yankee in them as well.
Oh, absolutely. And it's almost like they try to give a borderline controversial opinion so that people will talk about their shitty take rather than the sports itself. Like it almost seems like they sometimes say
that's
things
all
just
ESPN is. That is the entire ESPN network. It's our hot takes. All of our hot takes on this channel.
I mean, I don't even think you need to go into the stats, though, to prove it. Like, if you put Judge on the Mariners right now, how much exponentially better would they be than if you put the catcher on the Yankees?
Oh, look, it would be a big deal because Aaron Judge takes his walks as well. So he's always a threat. If you're not going to pitch to him, he'll walk. He'll get there on base. And then you're starting to get set up. And if there's a guy on first and you pitch around him because you're scared of him, well, now it's first and second. Now you have a chance for a nice little rally here. So
he's
amazingly valuable. Yeah. The Tiger. Oh, by the way, Cal Raleigh is going to participate in the home run derby, which is the curse of Cal Raleigh right now. His second half, he will absolutely go down the drain. I'm predicting Cal Raleigh to finish at 42 home runs. You heard it here. He's got 32 right now. I say he gets 10 home runs in the second half because he's going to be hitting that home run derby, and that's a curse.
Yeah, it literally has never done anything good for a player. There's no one whose career got changed by the home run derby. I can't imagine, unless if you were a legend on your way out, Big Papi in one of his last 3 seasons or something participating, because why would you destroy your swing for the rest of the season? Yeah,
a lot of guys struggle in that second half. The home run derby tires you out. You have to swing a lot. Tigers. The Detroit Tigers in first place by 11 and a half games over Cleveland.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not going to say it's all because of Gleyber Torres, the former Yankee. They have fantastic pitching. They've got a great lineup. But I will say, I didn't want the Yankees to lose Gleyber Torres. I wanted Gleyber to go to third and Jazz Chisholm to go to his rightful position of second base. I'm still confused why Jazz Chisholm is playing third. There are too many plays that he doesn't make that get chalked up to an error by the other fielder, specifically throws that have the one hop. Something about Chaz, he has a very difficult time at third base fielding throws on one hop. Well, guess what, motherfucker? That comes with playing third base. There's a fucking double in the right field. Aaron Judge is going to come up the throwing, and that ball's going to bounce, and you're going to have to catch it on the one hop. The fact that this guy struggles so much with fucking catching balls that hit the dirt at third base is horrible. Get him out of there before it costs you in the postseason again.
They don't learn from their mistakes.
Never. The Astros are in first place. Jesus Christ. I got to deal with this. The Chicago Cubs are in first place. The Dodgers are in first place. And the Phillies are in first place because the Mets choke like the dogs that they are. It always happens. And who sat here in April and told you stupid Mets fans to shut up and simmer down? Every year, you guys get off to a good start. And every year you fail like losers that you are. It happens every year. And it's been happening like this for decades. You'd think you stupid fucking idiots would learn your own history. God, I hate history-ignorant people and sports fans specifically.
I think the question isn't like, I don't think we should be shaming them for getting on board. I think the question is, what can they do in the second half of the season? What gimmick can they pull to try to get these boys into the playoffs?
I don't know. I guilted them. I guilted them about the grimace.
Yeah.
I guilted them because last year I felt like they completely turned on Mr. Met. And Mets fans, this is the karma that you brought onto yourselves last season. And I called you out. I said Mr. Met had given you motherfuckers 60 years of being a nice, loyal. I think he has that elephantitis, that the elephant man John Merrick had with the big bulbous head. Nevertheless, even with all of his diseases, I said this fucking big-headed weirdo has been loyal to you. And the second you had an opportunity, you threw his ass under the bus for a goddamn fast food character? Someone on the level of the Hamburglar? The Domino's Noid? This is what you do? And poor Mr. Met sitting there crying, telling Mrs. Met, I don't know how I'm going to afford rent tomorrow. Sounds like someone we know.
I got to be honest. I kind of think it's fitting that Grimace is the McDonald's mascot they chose. They didn't go with Ronald McDonald, the main character. They chose this B spinoff, which is what the Mets are for New York baseball. They're not the main character. They're not the team everybody cares about. They're this little spinoff that some weirdos really get obsessed with.
Well, the amazing thing about it is they fucked with karma. Now they've totally fucked themselves because now they have Mr. Met mad at them and Grimace mad at them because the Mets were in first place. Last year, the Mets were slumping when it was Grimace's birthday, and they invited Grimace to throw out the first pitch. And after he did that, they went on something crazy like a 10-game winning streak or 111 out of 12 games, right? This year, it was Grimace's birthday. I guilted them into realizing that they totally fucked over Mr. Met. So no invitation for Grimace on his birthday. Now, since they snubbed Grimace on his birthday, they've lost something like 10 of their last 11 games.
Jesus.
That's
like, that would be like if the Israelis that were worshiping the golden calf, then were like, also fuck this golden calf. And the golden calf god was pissed at him too. You've just turned on everybody.
I mean, it was a terrible decision. It was a terrible look. And now you're choking and the baseball gods hate you. And they're punishing you. And it's what you deserve for turning on Mr. Met. He did nothing wrong. Nothing.
That's a very interesting take. I've heard a lot of takes as to why the Mets are slumping. The main one being that they showed the pride flag during the national anthem instead of the American flag.
No.
But it's grimace, apparently.
Got nothing to do with any of that. It's mascot loyalty and or in the Mets case, mascot disloyalty.
Fuck them.
And finally, football. Aaron Rodgers in camp for the Green Bay Packers and Ben Roethlisberger for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
That's right. He's a fucking Steeler now. And I don't know if Big Ben Roethlisberger is on high ayahuasca, but he said Aaron Rodgers in his prime is better than Patrick Mahomes in his prime. And Patrick Mahomes is barely has he even turned 30 yet?
Let me find out.
I'm not even sure. So it's like, okay, Ben, Mahomes not only has 3 times as many Super Bowl rings, he's got 3 to Rodgers' 1, but if he's 30, he's like right there on the what?
He's 29.
29. He's literally still in his 20s. No, Ben, this is crazy. This is crazy CTE Roethlisberger brain. No.
No. If it was maybe like who could throw one Hail Mary, right? If you had the ball on your own 30 with no time left to play, maybe then you pick Rodgers because he's got the Hail Marys to his name. And he's a hell of a quarterback in his prime, especially when he was on Percocet. Like Perk Rodgers, it's tough to compete with. That said, the hardware don't lie, right? 3 Super Bowls before he's 30. That's ridiculous. That's Brady numbers.
I mean, he's in the AFC Championship every year. Every year that guy's in the conference championship. It is getting silly. Now, I think Brady's the GOAT, but right now you could say Mahomes, number 2. Even though I'm a big Joe Montana guy, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and he's got the 4 Super Bowls. And we can't only go by Super Bowls because Terry Bradshaw has 4 Super Bowls, but he's a cackling idiot who I fucking detest. I hate him.
I'd put Tebow at 2, but other than that, your list seems pretty solid.
And Ravens kicker Kyle Tucker gets the Deshaun Watson treatment. 10-game suspension for massage parlor and doing bad things at a massage parlor.
It's crazy. Those guys got suspended, but Robert Kraft just got a slap on the wrist, and he's allowed to go to whatever games he wants.
I mean, it's valid. It's a valid point. Very valid point. I just always thought Kyle Tucker is too buttoned up and odd looking for as far as kickers go.
He does have that vibe.
Yeah, he's got a strange look. He kind of looks like a donkey to me. Kyle Tucker. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Something within the teeth and the narrow kind of square, but like a rectangle that you put vertical, not horizontal. Yeah. He's got a vertical rectangle with the teeth. To me, it's a donkey look. He's got a fucking donkey head, this Kyle Tucker. So I got no issue. I mean, I don't care. What if they did with Deshaun Watson, give him the same fucking punishment? What is it the same?
I mean, I think Watson had a bunch more. So that's why his was probably a little bit more. But this is ridiculous. They spend millions of dollars as an NFL franchise, right, to build the nicest facilities, the best strength room, hire the best medicine people, right? You can't find somebody that'll come into your facility and keep their goddamn mouth shut about giving some happy endings.
I'll tell you, Rick Pitino would have been able to
absolutely
to fucking bring some ladies in.
And look where these are happening. Baltimore. You're telling me you can't walk down any street in Baltimore and just find somebody for the right price that would be willing to be the official hand job giver of the fucking Baltimore Ravens? That's
I'm
like
never
the second biggest
walking
industry.
Down the street in Baltimore because of the wire. And I don't feel like getting shot. And that's it. The Wire is such a great show, but they also did a wonderful job of telling me, you're never going to Baltimore, Dave, man. You're staying out of Baltimore going forward.
I mean, that's fair. Most people that find themselves in Baltimore don't want to be in Baltimore. I've heard that. But it is funny that it's almost like Cleveland left in the middle of the night, went to Baltimore. It's kind of like the hand job curse, left Cleveland in the middle of the night and went to to Baltimore.
Yeah. Yeah. Cleveland went to Baltimore, and after the fucking Colts left Baltimore to go to Indianapolis, it's all one big fucking disaster. That'll do it. That's it.
Hell
We're
yeah.
done. We have things to do. We're going to upload this. Going to have a great time. So make sure you're sharing this and enjoying this. Okay, Robert, anything to promote? Anything to plug before we go?
I would say check out the Modern Day Man Show, episode 5 on YouTube now. We have episodes coming out every Friday. We got the Patreon going with some special stuff there. So
Yes.
it's Eastside Dave, the star himself, and Aaron Berg. And it is a fun, completely isolated, just making its own humor show that I am very thankful to get to be a part of.
It's a fantastic show. It's 5 episodes in. They've all been great episodes. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, we're just trying to do, the idea behind it was just, let's do radio. Let's just do a radio show and not do whatever everyone else is doing in the podcasting with the wars or with this or with that or blah, blah, blah. And the guy says, let's do, can we get a big A before we depart? Big A!
Big A!
Big A, big A, big A, big A. Big A, 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 big A.
Happy belated birthday, Big A. We love
That'll
you.
do it. I texted Big A on his birthday.
So did I. And you know that.
Okay. Well, no, I saw our good friends, the IWF, the Independent Wrestling Federation, give him a huge tweet where it said, happy birthday to our beloved photographer, Big A Andrew Gold. It was like 5 days later.
Yeah, dude, they fucking swung and missed. I saw
I
that
didn't
too.
have the heart to tell Kevin Knight, Kevin, this birthday was a while ago. But nevertheless, I think sometimes, as long as it gets out there, it's a nice thing. And that'll do it. For Robert Tamburro, my name is Eastside Dave McDonald. We'll see you later, everybody. Good night.